Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I hope you are fine and doing well. First of all, let me thank you all for attending my lectures. Uh, so I welcome you all. Today, our topic is linear transformations, and we will discuss geometrical interpretation of linear transformation. It can be represented by 2 by 2 matrices or 3 by 3 elementary matrices. Dear student, linear transformation plays an important role in computer graphics, computer vision, and cryptography and many other digital medium-based applications. So before devising some definition, let us take some overview of basic characteristics of linear transformation. So we will discuss linear transformation and some affine transformation, but mainly these are two geometrical transformation. But mainly our topic of today discussion is about linear transformation. We will not discuss affine transformation. So linear transformation, dear student, linear transformation can be represented by 2 by 2 matrices, or it can be represented by n by n or m by n elementary matrices. So linear transformation has some properties that it is a combination of reflection, projection, scaling, rotation, shear, and it has some properties that if you apply some linear transformation of some vector, apply transformation on some linear combination of transformation, this is equivalent to alpha time t of some vector from domain and plus beta times some constant that is belonging from field uh, time transformation of some vector from domain. So that also the origin map to origin. This is a quite important property while discussing either some transformation is linear or not. These are two very, if you can either satisfy, if some transformation is satisfy this property or either this one, then you can say that certain transformation uh, we will be linear transformation. And in addition to that, lines map to lines, parallel lines remain, parallel ratios are preserved. So in that case, dear student, we can say linear transformation, basically the transformation of preserving of some binary operations. So in that case, dear student, let us come up with some definitions and some basically application of linear transformation. Means to say reflection, projection, scaling, rotation, sharing, how they can be performed and how they can be represented by matrices, and what they have actual relation with the fundamental basis of basically domain and range, vector space of Rn and vector space of Rm. So dear student, mainly we will discuss linear transformation from Rn to Rm, means to say uh, n tuple to m tuple, and whose ground set is real number. It means to say that in each and every element of domain is a n cross 1 column vector, and range element of range is m cross 1 column vector. So let us come up with some basic properties of linear transformation. Yes, student, if you can look over here, so matrix representation of linear transformation. So our first transformation, if you can look back to your previous slide, so slide number 3, so you can see over here, we discuss first transformation is mirror or reflection. In general, reflection operator on a two-dimensional vector space or three-dimensional vector space that map each vector into a symmetric image. About it may be about some line, it may be about some plane. So when we discuss these in plane, so our matrix will be extended from 2 by 2 matrices to 3 by 3 matrices. Let us come up with some example. Dear student, our first operation is reflection about y-axis. I need to say when you apply some transformation on x and y, that it give you the output minus x comma y. Look over here. Here you have some point xy. If you can apply some transformation on that x, x is fundamentally consist of this is a x is this column, this vector in two-dimensional space. If you can apply t on this x, which is consists of two elements, so you will get this element. This is minus x and y. So this is basically the reflection of this point about the y-axis. So this is reflection about y-axis. So how one can write it as in a standard matrix? If you have in it is the basically transformation from r square to r square, and you know it very well. The standard basis for r square is 1001. So e means 10. These are e1 and e2, and e1 is 10 and e2 is 01. These are fundamental basis or canonical basis of r square. If you can put these e1 and e2, which is 1001, in this basic standard definition of reflection about y-axis, so you can get the output minus 1001. So if you can place it these output in 2 by 2 matrix, so the matrix corresponding to reflection about y-axis will be this one. So if you can look over here, see reflection about x-axis. If you have a point xy, this vector is written with bold X. It means it has vector with component xy. If you can apply some transformation on this vector, which consists of two order pair x and y, so you have reflection about x-axis. So x minus y, the after transforming after applying transformation on this point, this will be x comma minus y, like this one. So this is reflection about x-axis. If you can put the standard basis of r square in this transformation, which is 1001, so ultimately if you can put 10, so 10, so you will get this one. So you can put 01, so 0 minus 1. So this is the matrix representation of these elements of reflection about x-axis. So reflection about origin, I mean to say when y is equal to x, t of x comma y equal to y comma x, means to say when x is equal to y and y is equal to x. In that case, x comma y is reflection about y is equal to x-axis. So it means if you have this vector initially, so after applying t on this vector, your output will be y and x. If you can put standard basis of r square in this transformation, you will get this output, these two outputs, this first one and the second one, and you can write it in 2 by 2 matrix. So the matrix representation corresponding to reflection about y is equal to x line is given over here. So dear student, these are just reflection. So one can say we can write these reflection in term of elementary matrices. So look over here. If you can see this in three-dimensional reflection about y x plane. If you have y x plane, this is y and x. So you are giving a reflection about y-x plane. This is the sorry, dear student, reflection about y-axis plane. I mean to say this is downward in negative z-axis too. So if you can apply this x, y, z, this is a general point in space. If you can apply transformation on this, then that will passes through xy plane. That would basically, and this is reflection about y-axis, y-x plane. So the element will be x, y minus z. So that basically not just projection on x, y plane. This is a reflection about x and y plane. So in that case, if you can put the standard basis of basically we are discussing reflection in xy plane, so our transformation will be always be t is a transformation from R3 to R3. So in that case, the standard basis will be 3, E1, E2, E3, and E1 is 100, E2 is 011, and E3 is 001. So dear student, if you can put this input in this transformation, so ultimately you will get this output, and if you can put this E2, you will get this one. If you can put E3, then you will get this. And if you can represent these elements in 3 by 3 matrices, so this is the 3 by 3 elementary matrix representation of reflection about XY plane. Similarly, we can see other reflection about XZ and YZ plane. Projection. So, dear student, the projection I mean to say in two dimensional. The projection it may be from R2 to R3 is a operator that map each vector into a orthogonal projection on a line or on a plane through the origin. The projection operators are basically linear. So, as we discussed in our slide number 3, that we are fundamentally discussing the linear transformation, which are fundamentally combination of reflection, projection, scaling, rotation, and sharing. So, let us start with some demonstration. Orthogonal projection on xy. So T is a transformation from r square to r square. So in this case, dear student, if you have a point in say plane with two points, so if you can project this point into x-axis, so t of x, I mean to say this vector will be map on x-axis only. If you can apply t on this x vector, this is a vector, so this will be gradually from this point in a plane, this will die to x-axis. So in that case, this will be the resultant after applying t on this x. So similarly, if you can put a linear transform canonical basis or basis of r square in this transformation, you will get 1000. In that case, the square standard matrix for orthogonal projection on x-axis is given over here. So similarly, orthogonal projection on y-axis is given the matrix, standard matrix corresponding to orthogonal projection on y-axis is given over here. So dear student, these are just projections, and moreover these are also projection in three dimensional. You can see over here and solve it in your home and take it as a homework. So these are again some fundamental linear transformation which are consist of fundamentally rotation. So if you can look over here, rotation through angle theta. So this is the one x, and this is xy. After transformation, that will become w1 and w2. So in that case, the w1 is x cos theta minus y sine theta. W2 is x sine theta plus y cos theta. The matrix of transformation cos theta, this one, and the minus sine theta and sine theta and cos theta. So these are rotation or operator about origin with the angle theta. So rotation in three dimension can also be seen through right hand, what you can say, the angle of rotation or right hand rule. So dear student, you have to drive this all the matrices or all these equation which is given in table 6 and take it as a homework. in order to get involved in this lecture, how one can drive these equation, that is in three dimensional, how rotation equation can be drive out. So this is left as an exercise. So dear student, another linear transformation, which is dilation and contraction. So if you have a non-negative scalar operator on R square or R3, it is called contraction. With k, if k is between 0 and 1, and if k is greater than 1, then it is dilation. So contraction, I mean to say your element will be squeezed, and in dilation your point will be increased from initial point to another point far away from that standard point. So dear student, if you can see over here, uh, if you can apply, this is a vector from this point to this. If you can apply some t of x, t on this, that vector will be shrink, and its length will be decreases if k is between 0 and 1. So in that case the vector will be its length will be shrink. So after applying t on x, our vector will be decreases. In that case, we can say this is a contraction transformation. The effect of contraction transformation on standard basis will be this one. If you can apply some 0 0 and 1 in this transformation, in that case the x component will be 0 and y will be k. And if you can apply 1 0 in this transformation, this you will get k 0. And if k is between 0 and 1, that will be, the in that case the square will be reduced its length, and this will be shrink. So in that case, we can say this is just a contraction of a one square element into another square element with less number of what you can say the its area will be decreased. So dear student, if you can see the dilation with factor k on r square, if k is greater than 1, in that case if the vector is like from 0 to say x, if you can apply a t on this x, t of x, the vector will be increases, the length of this vector x will be increases, and this will be 0 to this one kx and ky. In that case, dear student, if you can see 0 1, if we can take unit square. So, and if you can apply this unit square with some positive constant k, then in that case the area of this square will be increased as compared to the area of the square in case of contraction. In contraction, it will be decreased because k is between 0 and 1. But in case of dilation, the k is greater than 0. In that case, it will be stretch, and it will be increase its length. So in both cases, the matrix standard matrix notation will be k0 and 0 k. I mean to say on x-axis it is k0, I write it k0, and y-axis it is 0k, so I can write it 0k. So these are three-dimensional representation of contraction and dilation, how the compression and how your compression and expansion in R square. So if you can look over here, the compression of R square, it's again one of the compression, expansion and compression. In dilation and contraction, R square or R2, the coordinate are multiplied by factor x. If one of the coordinate is multiplied by x, then the only one component in xy coordinate is multiplied with only one constant k. The resultant operator, we call it expansion or compression with factor k. Let us explain this with the help of some geometrical representation. So if you can see in this table 9, your student compression, I mean to say, if this is one k from 0 to 1, so if you can see over here, if you can apply, this is your any journal point in a xy plane. So if you can apply, this is a one vector x, if you can apply t on this, then it will give you the compression. The element will be dispersed from this position to this. In that case, the it will give you the just a compression. And if you can look over here, so it is compression along horizontal compression. So if you can look over here, if in a standard basis notation, it is 0 1 and 1 0. In that case, along x-axis, the length of the square will be decreases. In that case, here you can see the here the k is between to 0 to 1. In that case, the length along x-axis will be shrink. So expansion of along x direction, if you have, let us say, one point that is xy, if you can apply some transformation t of x with k is greater, in that case, this point in xy plane will be dispersed from some other point along x-axis, and in that case, the we have expansion along um, x-axis of this vector x. This is a vector x, and this is a vector again a t of x. That basically expand your point from this point to this one. So in that case, dear student, if you can see this in standard notation, so in that case 0 1 1 0, in that case, dear student, this is remain 0 1. If you can put over here in these coordinates 0 1 0 1, so you will get 0 1. This will remain here. So if you can put 1 0, this is 1 x time k time 1 plus 0, so you will get k 0, and k is greater than, in that case, so the your square will be stretched along x direction. In that case, dear student, your standard matrix will be k 0 0 1. That is k0 along x-axis. This will be put in first row, and along the element which are along y-axis, this will be put in second row. So dear students, similarly, you can see the compression along y direction, expansion along y direction. Sharing in x direction, it may be in y direction. If you can see over here, sharing or share of r square in x direction, in that case we can say the, if you have standard say basis of r scale, which is 1 0 and 0 1, if you can say this is a transformation of sharing along x direction with k factor, that is x plus ky comma y. If you can put these standard bases in these transformation 0 1, means 0 and 1, you will get k and 1, that is k1. If you can put this standard notation in this transformation, you will get 1 0 comma 0, this is 1 0. In that case, if you can see, is k is greater than say 1. See, if k is greater than 1, in that case, the square will be shared along x-axis. And if k is less than 0, then it will be shared in a negative direction, and it is in positive direction. So in both cases, the standard matrix representation is this one. So, dear student, share of r square in y direction is similar, but you have only add as in transformation. You will have to add y plus kx in the second coordinate of the transformation. In that case, if this is a standard, and if you can look over here, if k is greater than 0, and if you put standard notation 1 0 1, and this is 0 plus k, you will get 1k. If k is greater than 1, then it will be projected from x-axis to some direction in xy plane in 1 time k. K is some positive constant. So you will get 1 along x-axis, your coordinate is 1. Along y-axis, your coordinate is k. So your this vector will be projected in a y direction. So if you can put 1 0 in this is 0, this is 1, and this is again 0, you will get 0 1. In that case, you can say this is a shear along y-axis, but it is basically the uh, shear along positive shear, and this is negative shearing along y-axis. And the standard representation and matrix representation is given over here. Dear student, these are some basic properties which we have discussed in our class 2. I can say the reflection, and this is a matrix representation of reflection. So minus minus 1y. If you can see the just I multiply xy, this is a coordinate, and this is a matrix of transformation, and this is a reflection. If you can go back in some previous slide, if you can see the reflection, the matrix of standard matrix notation of reflection, uh, like this one, the reflection about y-axis, this is minus 1001. So I'm giving you the just the matrix representation of reflection about y-axis. If you can look over here, just this one, this is just a matrix representation, this one, this is a coordinate representation, and this is a matrix, and I just take standard matrix representation of reflection about y-axis, which are given in our previous slides. So I just multiply it with some general coordinate, like these are input, and thus I get output as minus x and y. If I can take reflection about x-axis, these are this one. So I just take one matrix of reflection in the x-axis, and just multiply this input. I can write it as a 2 cross 1 column vector, because this is a transformation from r square to r square. So dear student, I get this transformation. This is another representation of reflection about x-axis, and reflection about y-axis. And this is again reflection about y is equal to x, means the reflection about um, a line y is equal to x. And this is expansion and contraction in plane. We have discussed this in our previous slides. So dear student, this is again the expansion and contraction in plane in vertical direction. I mean to say, when I apply some this is contraction, I mean so that this will be contracted. If you have a point xy, if you apply some transformation on this xy point, and the k is between 0 to 1, this will be contracted, contraction will be performed. So your point from this position will be dispersed to this position, and ultimately the length will be contracted. And in that case, if you can take k is greater than 1 for this, so in that case, the student, there will be expansion along in a vertical direction if k is greater than 0. So these are some what we call it shear and stretching and rotation, and these are all about you can say, dear student, these are all about some basic linear transformation, and some basics of linear transformation, how geometry can be controlled through these linear transformations. So if someone want to check either some linear transformations, either some transformation are linear or not linear, as I told you in my first slide, that in linear transformation, the origin maps to origin. I mean to say every transformation is linear. if that preserve its origin. I mean to say, if t0 is equal to 0, in that case we can say uh, this will be a linear transformation. Have a look about this transformation. This is a transformation from two-dimensional to three-dimensional. It take two input and map on three input. So if you can put 0 0 as a origin of r square, so if you can put 0 0 0 3 0, so in that case dsr 0 1 0, I don't get origin of r3. It means the given transformation is not a linear transformation. So another example that to see either this is a linear transformation form qualify for linear transformation property or not. I take the standard basis of R2 from domain and the T I apply T of U plus T of V. I mean to say I just apply uh, 1001 10 standard basis of r square, which is 10 and 01. Dear student, if I can take x as a 1 and y as a 0, so you can see this will be a 1, this is 0, this is 1, this is 0. In that case t of u will be you can see 1 2 0, and t of 01 will be 1 1 3. So in that case I'll get 2 3 t of u plus t of e. Another, if I can add these two element, that is u and v. If I can add u and v, I will get 1 1. So if I can apply t on this 1 1 and put here my x is 1 and my y is again 1, I just plug 1 1 over here, and in output I will get this input. So in that case t of u plus t of v is not equivalent to t of u t of u plus v. So in that case, this is again we can say with the help of this fundamental definition, which is given in slide number 3, we can also use this fundamental definition of linear transformation to conclude that T is not a linear transformation. Dear student, this is all about our today lecture. Thank you all, and please stay at home. If you have any problem, do ask me on our WhatsApp group. May Allah bless you all. Allah Hafiz.